It's a good news, bad news situation for the Walt Disney World Resort. For the good side, folks, if you want to be a guest this summer of the happiest place on earth, well, there are not that many happy people roaming the streets and the pathways of Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and more. It's rather empty this summer, if you can believe it. And that's even before Epic Universe opens, the major competitor coming against Disney next year. The bad news, of course, for Disney, people not moving through those turnstiles means they're not making any money. Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Pro Channel, where we endeavor to explain entertainment and keep you ahead of the culture curve. And sometimes we talk about theme parks. Today is one of those days. Joining us to help us understand what the heck is going on in the Sunshine State with nobody going to Disney World relatively, it's Lorena Creole. Lorena, welcome back.
Well, thanks for having me here. I'm always glad to be here with you guys.
Lorena, let me show you some statistics. Folks, as I do, click that like button and help this video statistics. Take a look. This is out of thrillData.com. Wonderful website. Great information. I want to go back to 2022 to show folks how crowded and how popular Disney World was at that time. We had, on average, 45 minutes for a wait time for the first week of June, 45 minutes for the second week of June. We had 44 minutes for the third week of June, and for the final week of June in 2022, 43-minute wait times. Now, back then, we actually had maybe more rides because Splash Mountain was running. That was the most popular ride at Magic Kingdom. So how did things go in 2023? Well, definitely there were smaller crowds. And by the way, we know that because they admitted that in the earnings calls. But in the first week of June in 2023, 35 minutes. The second week, 37 minutes. The third week, 36 minutes. And the final week, 39 minutes. Lorraine, I'm here to tell you that we are seeing a precipitous drop this year versus 2023, which was way lower than 2022. Take a look. In the first week of June of this year, only 32-minute wait times. The next one, 32-minute wait times. Then we got to 37-minute wait times the last time, folks. That is not good. So 34, 32, 32, and 37. Sorry for flubbing that a bit, but that's the amount. And Lorena, what that indicates is that Disney World crowds, if they are correlated to wait times, and we think they are, that would mean that we are seeing a 25% decrease in attendance at the Disney World theme parks versus 2022. That's no good. I want to ask you, as someone who is very, very often in the parks, do you have that feeling when you're there? Can you sense that there are less people around you in the parks? What's the feeling like right now this summer?
This summer is probably the lightest I have ever seen Walt Disney World be, especially the Magic Kingdom. Now, for me, I've grown up going to the Magic Kingdom or the Disney parks in the dead of summer, where it's wall-to-wall people, just a sea of people in the Magic Kingdom. This summer, extremely light. All of my wait times, and we're talking attractions like Pirates of the Caribbean, the Haunted Mansion, even Peter Pan's Flight. The time posted, I usually get in that attraction under about 15 minutes less than what the time is posted for it to be. And the length of the standby time is exacerbated only by the amount of people in the lightning lane that they have to push through. But it's much less people. I haven't seen it this light since the pandemic popped off.
So let me ask you another question, Lorena, in regards to that, and thank you for sharing that. You know, there are a lot of vloggers, bloggers, and influencers who they just won't ever admit it. They're never going to say that. It's obvious to anybody who goes there. And, I can recall back in the 90s being there around the 4th of July several years. And I remember what crowded is like. I remember this before there was a fake capacity put in place. I remember like literally shoulder to shoulder, holding on to the hands of your family members. And I'm talking about in Adventureland, which is usually one of the least crowded parts of the park. Those were the days. But Lorena, one of the things that may be causing crowds not to show up, very often there are many rides down simultaneous. Have you experienced that in the parks this summer?
Yes, and I've experienced it in two ways. For example, I've gone to the parks in the morning and like an e-ticket ride isn't operating, like Tower Terror being down first thing in the morning, Pirates of the Caribbean being down first thing in the morning. And then you have some attractions that are prone to stopping and starting several times. That's been happening at the Haunted Mansion. It's been happening on the transportation and no, the TTA, the People Mover. It's been happening on that too. And I've never seen it happen at this frequency, like ever. Usually the parks are open. You're going to those e-ticket attractions, they're up and running. Now they don't, and they have like a line of cast members out there to basically say, oh, the attraction we're experiencing technical difficulties. We don't know when the attraction will be back up.
Well, Lorena, I want to
First
show
thing in
you
the morning.
this. Some of the websites out there are beginning to talk about this. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with their assessment in full, but I do applaud those websites that are beginning to say, hey, this is a real thing that's happening right now. And this is out of Disney Tourist Blog. It's by Tom Bricker. Summer still is not high crowd season at Disney World. It says, it's normally the busiest time of year, but this summer has been slow at Walt Disney World. Test track shouldn't go down right as peak season starts. And the parks should be packed, but our dates were dead. Are things we've heard recently, along with a lot of similar sentiment. This comes as no surprise, since summer crowds have been unpredictable and inconsistent the last several years. Now, folks, remember, we showed you the data. It doesn't have to be consistent. We literally know. We can follow this chart and we can see the decreasing line. Maybe at some point we'll make a graphic about this. But back over at Disney Tourist Blog, they say the one thing summer hasn't been, though, is peak season, not for a long time. Now, again, I'm going to say, Lorena, I don't necessarily agree with this article in its entirety or its conclusions. Doesn't matter. The fact is, you've got a Disney vlog, blog, kind of website out here admitting, hey, it's not crowded this summer. It wasn't crowded last summer, but it's really not crowded this summer. And Lorena, I think that's starting to have an impact at the Disney company. I think this is going to be one of those things that might be problematic for their next earnings report, because the Walt Disney World Resort is 1/3 of all of Disney's profits. So if the thing that generates 1/3 of all your profits in one giant swoop, if it starts to fail, then Inside Out 2, which is a win, folks, it's just flat out a win. It's like a drop in the bucket compared to Walt Disney World Resort if that starts to be shaky, shady, and everything else. So, Lorena, what do you make of the wobbly crowds, and do you think that people are going to start reporting on it?
I think they're only going to start reporting on it when the reality finally hits them and it's undeniable what's going on. My audience, when I stream, they know I'm very honest with them, and they can see how there's hardly anyone in the parks like it used to be. So when these other channels finally have their viewers saying, hey, where are the people? Once that gets loud enough, then I think that's when they'll be forced to actually admit, yeah, attendance is down. Things are not so great. And again, not only is the attendance down, and this is something that goes downstream, I have never seen so many BOGOs at Walt Disney World. And I was at the Magic Kingdom, and it seems like everywhere you look, there's a sign, buy this, get the Starbucks tumbler for $15, or 2 pairs of mini ears, not the lounge fly ears, the regular mini ears for $60. And the cast members are basically saying, hey, if you buy one, you can get 2, for $60. Adult t-shirts, 2 for $50. I mean, it's like Kmart.
It's a yard sale. It's a yard sale. They're doing the Mickey Mouse garage sale. Lorraine, I'll tell you a story that I know is that some of our reporters were down at Disney World, and I'm not going to go into high specificity lest Disney start figuring out who these people are, but I will say that for whatever reason, they were given the opportunity to upgrade their hotels to contemporary. And one of our reporters said, well, now, wait a minute. You mean you have rooms available at contemporary in the summer? I said, oh, yeah. And we'll only charge you this much more. And it was like nothing if you'll take these contemporary rooms. It was like, Okay, well then we'll do that. So that's where we are right now. Lorena, again though, we're not here to be negative about Disney unnecessarily. We know that much of
Hmm.
the company is struggling. Inside Out 2 is not. We've applauded that. We know that there have been some other small wins in the year, but I think these influencers and I think the folks out there walking the parks every day with their YouTube channels, they need to go ahead and say this because their audience, if they want to go to Disney World, this is the time to go. Now, I never recommend going in late July or August. It's miserably hot to me.
Not if you don't have to.
No, and if you do, folks, I'm telling you right now, the strategy for late summer is go in the morning, leave as soon as you have 2 hours in, and come back in the evening. It is just too miserably hot. It is too dang hot, Bob. But
Hmm.
Lorena, I think we need to be saying this because if folks out there want to go to Disney, this is the time to go. Ticket prices are going up next year, but right now they're lower than they will be, and the crowds are lower.
Hmm.
So, I think it's a win-win if folks want to support Disney. I know many out there do not, but Lorena, if you were suggesting for people to go check out Disney World, when would be the time you would say for them to check it out this year?
Oh, I would say August.
Oh my gosh, Lorena, we're going to have to implement the heat avoidance strategy we just mentioned if they go in August.
Yes, I would say August. And as someone from Philadelphia, because this is what a lot of us would do, is the kids are back in school in the South. The kids from the Northeast aren't going back to school yet. Yes, you are smack dab in the middle of hurricane season, but that's usually when Disney really pulls out extra discounts to get you to go. So
That's a really good point.
especially
That is a really good point. You will find a number of discounts, lots of hotel discounts as well. Now, Lorraine, I want to show you why this might put a ding in the stock. Put a little dent in that is we've got this video that's come out now. It says introducing Dark Universe at Universal Epic Universe, and we hope Epic Universe is not going to hit us for playing this. We're trying to promote you here. I mean, it's not our job to promote you, but this video does it pretty darn well. So I want to show it to the audience out there, Lorena, real quick. We won't watch it all. We'll play with audio. Fair use, folks. We're trying to bring you news content. But I want people to see what is coming towards Disney, like a runaway locomotive. It's the wildest ride in the wilderness, except it's not. This is one single land in Epic Universe. And if Disney has crowd issues right now, they have major crowd issues coming real soon as soon as this opens. Here we go.
Universal Epic Universe is the next theme park for Universal Orlando Resort and will feature 5 astounding worlds that go beyond anything you've ever experienced.
Folks, before we get out of this, I just want to point out the tremendous expansion pads that you can see in this map. This park can be doubled in size. And if it's successful,
easily.
they'll do it.
In Dark Universe, you'll enter a foreboding world of unearthly legends and monstrous experiments.
To me, just nothing is more universal than the Universal monsters. The legacy of Universal monsters is over 100 years old.
Getting to go into the Dark Universe and being able to be in a world in which those monsters are real is something that I have been looking forward to since I started with Epic Universe.
We made a place for the monster lovers. We made a place for the thrill seekers. In a way, this project I've been waiting for my whole life.
As our guests approach the portal, there's a spire that's crackling with electricity. This is how the dark energy is gathered.
And we're going to see the electricity.
Lauren, I just got to say, I
Wow.
think this is going to be the coolest nighttime land in all of Orlando. You agree?
I 100% agree. Just with how it looks, how it sounds strange, how it feels. And do you notice in the beginning of the video when they actually ring the bell, for whom
Yeah.
the bell tolls? That's kind of what you think, and it's that creepy kind of sound that just sets the tone. This is this land is so amazing.
If
And
you've ever played World of
can't wait
Warcraft,
to
it
go.
looks like Darkshire brought to life. I mean, it looks so cool.
It looks like that. If you've ever read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein or Bram Stoker's Dracula or any gothic horror novel or even just poetry or stories from Edgar Allan Poe, it's come to life here.
And I don't know how they're going to do it, Lorena. Hopefully it's not like the dragon at Disneyland. But that burning windmill in the back, that burning windmill is the coolest thing ever. I mean, you talk about amazing. Let's watch just a little bit more. I want people to see when we talk about, how dangerous it is for Disney to have 1/3 of their profit, Disney World, have low attendance. It's because this is coming, and this is looking better and better every day. Check out more.
Dark Universe is inspired by all the Universal Monster films. In our world, all the Universal Monster stories have happened, and Darkmoor is the result of that.
And this is where you walk in.
Every inch of Dark Universe tells a story. You can believe that monsters are real, and it's all happening right here.
There are layers of intenseness, of scariness in Dark Universe. We kind of toe that line of being family friendly, but we can also be PG-13.
And I'll guarantee you, come Halloween, the late nights over here, if they want to make some money, make it be a fully blown PG-13 and run some after hours events, and they're going to make more money than you can possibly imagine. All right, we're not going to watch the rest. It's folks. This is just moment after moment of amazing stuff. And right now, I'll tell you this. This is so cool that I saw someone who's in theme park design who said, it's literally like Disney Sea all over again. It's like nobody said, oh, wait, we have to remember the budget. Everything they wanted, it looks like they did. And that is imagination unleashed. All right, Lorena, give me your thoughts on what you think Epic Universe will do to Disney in its first year. I'm very interested in your prognostication here. How is this theme park going to perform?
I think that it's really going to hit Disney in the wallet. You have people who are already planning to go to this park, and the money that they put towards going to this park is money that Disney does not get. So as soon
I think
as
this
Epic
is a 2 or 3 day park, Lorena. I think it's
easily.
This one park is 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days. And add on to that, it's not a park that you just kind of want to go one time and be done. There's going to be parts of the park where you want to go back and visit to possibly extend your trip. So I can see people making their home base, so to speak, when visiting Orlando at Universal Orlando, and maybe spending a day or two at Disney if they feel like doing it. But they're going to eat into Disney's budget the first year. No, absolutely no question that's going to happen.
I think Epic Universe is about to set the new standard for what you can experience in a theme park. In fact, I would go so far as to say that Epic Universe is going to transform what people want out of a theme park. It's going to give them new experiences that they can find nowhere else. And don't forget, folks, too, that there are those regional parks that are becoming much, much bigger, becoming absolute destinations. Thinking of Dollywood for one. There's also the Heartland theme park that's in development. We've seen another one that's on the way, perhaps Infinity City. And folks, all of these developments are happening because Disney has weakened its brand. They've weakened their experiences. And because of that, you're seeing other players hop into the market. All right, folks, there's one thing I can tell you, and that is that there are no other players when it comes to theme parks that do what Lorena does so well. And that is flat out give you the truth that you need to know before your vacation. You want to go and have relaxation. You don't want to go and be stressed out because all these crazy vloggers told you the corporate message. Lorena shoots straight. Lorena, tell us what you've got coming up. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're not in 4K, you're in 8K now on YouTube?
8K, yes. It's such a wonderful blessing. Yeah. 8K. And I'm going to have my 8K celebration on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So hopefully.
Oh, now wait a minute. You mean you're not going to start making every video in 8K? You have 8K subscribers. Oh, I see now. I thought your computer was going to be overheated if you were trying to do 8K videos all the time. Oh my gosh. No, I kid, Lorraine, I do. I'm looking forward to hopping in there and celebrating with you. It's always fun dropping by those big milestone celebrations. And folks, Lorena deserves every single person that subscribes. And we hope that in this time we've shared together, maybe you'll consider subscribing over there. All right, folks, you can do us just one more little favor. Consider clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It's the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Lorena, what time's that 8K coming out later today?
It is at 8 p.m. Eastern. So
now that's marketing. 8K at 8 p.m. I'm telling you now, Disney, if you need those crowds back, you know who to hire. She's good. She's good. All right, folks, we're wrapping up today. We'll see you later today, though, because 2 more videos on the way. Every single day, 3 times. Thrice as nice. All right, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Yeah, I am so excited for Independence Day. You can taste the liberty and drink in all that 4th of July freedom.
Why? You're not an American, and you don't live in America. Not to mention, you're a troll, and they're from Norway.
Wait, you're saying that trolls can't have the spirit of America? How do you explain Leslie Headland? That'd also be like saying the Acolyte isn't Star Wars.
Well, I guess it's not bad to not be American and wish for that kind of freedom. But please, don't compare this situation to the Acolyte and it being Star Wars. Nothing's that bad.
Well, gosh darn it. You've given me something new to aim for.